A very poor defense, Mr. Scanlon. I suggest you get yourself a good lawyer. You will have some coffee, won't you, Jared?
Yes, please. Well, what's all this? Little homework?
The Cunningham case.
Oh, yes. Well, I'd say from the looks of this, you finally got something on him.
I have. Receipts, affidavits, depositions. I can prove his men dynamited the Collier Dam. Everything there points to the fact that his motive was to buy up the flooded farms cheap.
That sounds a little like an opening address to a jury.
It might be. And this time, there's going to be no tampering with the jury, no bribery of witnesses, no falsifying evidence. This time, Mr. Joshua T. Cunningham is going to find out that he is not above the law. He is going to prison, Jared.
You go after him like that in court, and I'll bet on you. But you know, Jim, I'm curious about one thing.
What's that, Jared?
Well, Cunningham and his lawyer are no fools. They know you're the best prosecuting attorney in California. I'm surprised they haven't moved for a change of venue.
They did. Judge Farnham denied the motion. It's beginning to dawn on Mr. Cunningham that the days of the freebooters in this state are over.
I hope you're right.
Would you excuse me?
Thank you.
I'll get it.
Thank you, Miss Audrey.
Hello, Mr. Gaines. Come in.
Hello, Audrey.
Is Jared home?
Yes, he's in the library.
Hello, Howard. How are you?
As well as could be expected after what happened to Jim Scanlon the other night.
Yes. Jim was gifted and honest. Two things Cunningham couldn't cope with. Except with a shotgun.
How is Mrs. Scanlon?
Well, she went up to Sacramento to stay with her sister.
Mother went with her, so she wouldn't have to travel alone.
Well, Howard, sit down.
We're about to have lunch. Will you join us?
No. Thank you, Audrey. Well, to get to the point of my visit. As you know, it's my job as chairman of the County Board of Supervisors to appoint an acting district attorney to replace Jim Scanlon until an election can be called.
That shouldn't be difficult.
Well, under ordinary circumstances, I'd appoint Mark Bromley. He was Scanlon's assistant for 2 years. He's acquainted with the work of the office. But
what?
Bromley's young, inexperienced. He's never prosecuted a case on his own. Cunningham's lawyer would tear him to pieces and feed him to the jury, one bite at a time. I guess you know why I'm here.
I think you underestimate Mark.
He's young, he's smart and clever.
He has the advantage of having helped Jim prepare the Cunningham case. He knows it inside and out.
And he also knows Cunningham. And he's scared.
Well, then there must be other lawyers.
None as qualified as you are, Jared. Once you served as assistant district attorney.
Yes, and I was about the same age that Mark is now, and just as scared. Believe me, he'll get over it.
Jared,
No, Audra.
how can you say no? Jim was your best friend.
And that's exactly why I won't prosecute Cunningham.
I don't understand.
If Cunningham's lawyer is as smart as I think he is, he's going to try and convince that jury that I'm not prosecuting his client because he blew up Collier Dam, but because I'm trying to avenge the death of a friend. He'll pose Cunningham as the victim of some kind of personal vendetta and probably get away with it.
I don't think that's valid, Jared.
Neither do I. The jury will judge the facts.
Maybe, and maybe not. I don't intend to take the gamble.
All right, Jared. All I could do was try. Audra?
Jared, who
I've
else?
made my decision, Audra.
All right. I just hope you don't regret it.
Come in, Jared. I hope you don't mind if we made ourselves at home. Mason had a key that happened to fit the lock. Sit down, Jared.
What do you want?
Well, I've got a problem, Jared. The State Land Office is starting hearings next week in Sacramento on a new open range policy. Now, I'm interested in getting my views before the board. As you know, I'm stuck here in Stockton because of this stupid dynamiting charge the state has against me. It occurred to me that I could hire you to represent me in Sacramento. Hearings will last 4, maybe 5 weeks. Make it worth your while.
Get out of here, Cunningham.
$1,000 a week and expenses. How's that sound?
Get out.
Too busy to take the job.
I'm always busy. You'll get a bill for that.
That's enough, Carell. There's talk around town you may be appointed acting district attorney.
Is there?
I heard Howard Gaines was out to your place yesterday. I asked you to take the job.
Remarkable how you keep your ear to the ground.
I assume you accepted.
You know, you could have saved yourself this masterful attempt to buy me off.
What?
I turned Gaines down.
I think you made a very wise decision, John. Whatever you may think of my offer to represent me before the land office, it still stands. It's yours if you change your mind.
I think I just did.
What?
Changed my mind.
What?
You're much too anxious to have an inexperienced assistant like Mark Brownlee prosecute your case. So I'm going to be in that courtroom when your trial opens. And I'm not going to let up on you until I put a rope around that rotten throat of yours for the murder of Jim Scanlon. Now, for the last time, get out.
Well, now, I'll be looking for that bill from you, Barkley. You'll get paid.
Sure don't
don't make noise like they used to.
I hadn't noticed.
It's a fact. It is a fact.
Well, now, that's fascinating information. Nick, do you mind?
Oh, I just think. Oh, it chips all over the place here. Yeah, that's better. No, sure don't make knives like they used to.
They also don't make desks like they used to. Look, Nick, why don't you go get something to eat?
I'm not hungry.
What do you mean you're not hungry? You're always hungry.
All right.
I'll get it.
Who is it?
Mark Bromley.
Here, Mark.
Hi, Nick. Evening, Jared.
Hello, Mark. Glad you could make it.
Here's the last of Mr. Scanlon's file on the Cunningham case.
Thanks.
If there's anything more I can do, don't hesitate to let me know.
Mark. I kind of feel I should apologize for taking this case.
Apologize? Why?
Well, it would have been quite a chance for you to make a name for yourself.
It's a great chance for me to fall flat on my face, too. The important thing is to get Joshua Cunningham, Jared. Maybe I could have. Maybe he isn't good enough. I know you can.
Thanks, Mark.
Good night.
Here, Mark.
Good night.
Howdy.
Oh, now, this is too much.
What'd I say?
Look, one well-intentioned brother is enough, but two is impossible. Now, look, why don't you get out of here and go get something to eat so I can get some work done? Out.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
Just go get yourself a beer, anything. Only leave me alone so I can work.
One condition.
What's that?
You don't budge from this office.
I promise.
Beer?
Beer.
Beer.
All right, let's go.
Jared! Jared, you all right?
I can't see, Nick.
What do you mean? Jared!
I can't see.
Now I'm going to expose your eyes to different degrees of light. Tell me if you see anything at all. Anything?
Nothing.
Keep trying. Anything?
I can feel the heat, but that's all.
I'll be back in just a moment.
Nothing? Is it permanent?
I can't tell.
Well, what do you mean you can't tell? You just examined him, didn't you?
Go on, Doctor.
The two major causes for sudden blindness are damage to the optic nerve or an hysterical blindness brought on by an emotional shock.
Which is it with Jared?
I can't be sure yet, but if damage has been done to the optic nerve, then blindness is permanent.
And if it's shock?
Then there's a chance he can recover. When or how soon, I don't know. We can only wait. But in the meantime...
In the meantime, he's blind. Doctor, what can we do?
I don't know. I only know what you shouldn't do. Don't pity him or cry over him. Don't lead him around like a crippled puppy. Adjustment to this is going to be hard enough for him under the best of circumstances. But if you cripple him with your concern, then you'll make it impossible for him. That goes for all of you.
We understand, Doctor.
I was looking for some water. I tripped.
Well, I'm going to see Mr. Cunningham right now.
I'll go with you.
Barkley's brother.
Cunningham,
Hello,
for
Nick.
2 cents, I'd give you a beating that'd make you wish you weren't born.
What credit's good, help yourself.
Just stand quiet.
Hold it!
Sorry, Sheriff. It's all just a little mistake.
Yeah, yours.
What now, Cunningham?
Came looking for trouble, madam. And they found it.
Cunningham, you just best go to prison, because I'm going to get to you.
Watch it, Nick.
I know what I'm saying, and I mean every word of it, and you know it.
All right.
You're doing fine, Mr. Barkley. Just fine.
Thank you, Silas.
Silas, would you please get me some eggs from the hen house? I'd like them now.
Yes, ma'am.
Morning, Mother.
Good morning, Jared.
Well, it seems I'm on my own.
You've lived in this house all your life. You know it by heart.
No more pampering, huh?
Isn't that the way you want it?
All right. Here we go. How was that?
Very good.
It was wonderful.
Audra? Well, I'm in the foyer, so there should be a little table right over here. Right about here. Right here. The living room is right over there. The archway is right up there, so it should be about 1, 2, 3. Four steps.
Don't stop now.
All right, let's try the living room. There should be some chairs right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It was fine.
The drapes are open.
How could you tell?
I can feel the warmth of the sun.
Jared, Nick took the crystal off your watch. You can tell the time by touching the hand.
Remind me to thank him.
I'll fix you some breakfast.
9:10, right?
That's right.
What day is it? I mean, how long has it been since?
3 days.
9:10, day, night, they're just words now. It's like living on the dark side of the moon. You can run along now, Audra. I'll be all right. Who's that? Mother? Audra?
It's Sharon.
Sharon?
Jared?
Sharon, what are you doing back here?
I came back as soon as I heard about what happened.
Yes, well, I was hoping maybe you wouldn't hear. Seems to me you've already had enough.
I'm all right now, thank you, Jared. I brought you dinner.
Yes, I know. Ham, isn't it? Baked.
Show off. There, now you eat and I'll talk.
Sharon, I wonder if you'd mind not staying.
Oh?
Well, you see, what I euphemistically refer to as my awkward situation is, well, it's particularly acute at mealtime.
Jared, I understand.
Do you? No, I don't think you really do. Maybe a little demonstration. Now, the meat, now that's not particularly a problem, but the vegetables, oh, those vegetables. Now that is the real challenge. Now, let's see. Well, perhaps now you can understand why I prefer to eat alone. I can afford myself the luxury of using my fingers.
We'll talk later then.
Yes.
Jared.
Yes, I asked Sharon to leave.
Well, she was only trying to help. You can't go on like this. Well,
Jared, do you know an attorney by the name of Marvin Sanders?
Yeah, he's Cunningham's lawyer.
Well, he and Cunningham just had a powwow in Sanders' suite at Stockton House.
Well, what of it?
You know who else was there?
Now, how would I...
Mark Bromley. Now, if Bromley's going to prosecute, what was he doing meeting with Cunningham and his attorney?
That could be an explanation.
Mm-hmm, including the fact that Bromley sold out. Cunningham either scared him off or paid him off, or a little bit of both.
You can't be sure of that.
Well, then what was Bromley doing sneaking out the back door of that hotel?
He did what?
I saw him.
The meeting still could have been innocent enough.
Perhaps so. But can you take that chance?
What do you mean, me?
You're still acting district attorney of this county.
Well, a simple letter of resignation will take care of that if someone will be kind enough to write it for me.
It's too late for that. If Mark Bromley has sold out, the rest is up to you.
I can't go into that courtroom. I can't do it.
Yes, you can. Now listen to me, Jared. Nothing has been decided. Perhaps one day you will see again. But if and when that day comes, it won't mean a thing if you can't stand the sight of yourself.
Do it.
Having been sworn, we will proceed with opening statements. Are you ready for the state, Mr. Bromley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanders?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
You may proceed, Mr. Bromley.
What's he doing here?
Your Honor, I apologize for this interruption.
That's quite all right, Mr. Barkley.
As acting district attorney, I assigned Mr. Bromley to this case. However, I've changed my mind. It's my intention to prosecute the case myself.
Very well, Mr. Barkley, if you're prepared to proceed immediately.
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Bromley, we may need those.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Well, there's no need to be. You will be right here in case you need it. Look at the jury. They're already beginning to sympathize with Barkley. That should do something. You try.
Your Honor, this sudden change in prosecutors comes as a complete surprise to the defense. Had I known Mr. Barkley was going to be my adversary, I might have planned my case with more of an eye to...
An eye to what, Mr. Sanders?
It's a delicate matter, Your Honor, and I'm loath to bring it up, but in fairness to my client, I feel I must. I'm referring to Mr. Barkley's blindness and the fact that the sympathy and compassion that we all have for him will exert an undue influence on the jury in arriving at a verdict.
Your Honor. One moment, Mr. Barkley. What are you proposing, Mr. Sanders?
Well, in justice to my client, Your Honor, I respectfully request that Mr. Barkley withdraw from the case.
Mr. Barkley?
I have no intentions of withdrawing, Your Honor.
Well, in that case, Your Honor, I suggest that the defendant cannot receive a fair and impartial hearing in this court.
Mr. Sanders?
If he could, he would be acquitted, and Mr. Barkley knows that. And that's the reason for his sudden and dramatic takeover of this case. He's come here not to prosecute the defendant, but to persecute him. He says to the jury, forget the evidence. Convict Joshua Cunningham because you pity me. No. Yes, Mr. Barkley. You've come here to wave your affliction and helplessness around in the face of the jury like a flag.
You shut up. Order. Now, I warn you, Mr. Barkley, I will tolerate no such outbursts in my court. Sit down, sir.
Nick.
Your Honor, I move for a mistrial.
Motion denied. When you're ready, Mr. Barkley.
Gentlemen, I'll be brief. It's the state's contention in this case that on June 24th last, Collier Dam was dynamited. Dynamite planted at the instigation of the defendant. Now, the state will offer conclusive evidence of this. We will further introduce evidence that will show that the motive of the defendant was simply to... I'm all right, Nick. I'm all right. Let me alone.
Are you all right, Mr. Barkley?
Yes, I'm fine. Now, gentlemen, as I was saying, the state will offer conclusive evidence that the... Get me out of here. Get me out.
The court will recess until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
How about a drink?
No, thank you. Tearing a blind man apart isn't something I care to celebrate. Here you go, right here. Right here.
Well, I think somebody better tell Bromley the job is all his.
You don't mean that. Jared, what did you expect when you walked into that courtroom? Didn't you know Cunningham's lawyer would tear into you?
Yes. Yes, but I hoped I'd be able to take it.
You can.
Will you stop it? You stop trying to tell me how brave I am. I was lost out there. A lawyer has to be able to see. He has to look into a witness's eyes and know whether he's telling the truth or not. He has to know what effect he's having on the judge, the jury. He can't plead his case to the wall. Take me home.
Jared, I'm not going to insult you by saying I know how you feel. I don't know. No one does. But one thing I'm sure of, and it frightens me just as much as that courtroom frightened you, that if you don't do this, you'll never do anything. You'll just sit in darkness for the rest of your life being afraid, always afraid.
I need more time.
I don't believe that. Time is your enemy, not your friend. Time will only ask for more time. Shall we go?
I just feel so helpless out there.
You don't have to, Jared.
What are you gonna do? Whittle me a pair of eyes?
You can hear, can't you?
And you still have a memory. And you're gonna learn that courtroom. You're gonna get to know every inch of it, every stick of furniture and every crack in that floor.
By tomorrow morning, you're gonna feel as much as home in that courtroom as if you built it yourself.
1, 2, 3. Your Honor? One, 2, 3. Now, how was that?
Good.
Tired?
Tired. That's too bad. We're just getting started.
Now, Nick, you just said
I
it was
good. I didn't say it was perfect. That's what it's got to be tomorrow morning when you walk into this courtroom.
It's important, Jared.
Yeah. One, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. And so, gentlemen of the jury, on the basis of the evidence and the evidence alone, the state is confident that you will find Joshua T. Cunningham guilty. Your Honor, I call Simon Templeton. And as proprietor of the Dry Forks General Store, did you, on the afternoon of June 21st, sell an unusually large amount of dynamite?
I did.
Thank you, Mr. Barkley. I now hand you this receipt and ask if you recognize it.
I do. It's a receipt for the dynamite I sold.
And to whom is that receipt made out?
Joshua T. Cunningham.
Your Honor, the state offers this receipt and evidence.
Well,
I wonder if I might trouble you gentlemen for a glass of water. Thank you. On June 21st, you were in Daleburg, more than 100 miles from Collier Dam.
How many more times I gotta answer that?
Once more, Mr. Carell.
Yes!
Come now, Mr. Carell, even I can see that you're lying.
Objection? Sustained. Mr. Barkley, you know better than to make a remark like that.
My apologies, Your Honor. You're excused, Mr. Carell. Call Amy Carter.
That's right. I own the Big Nugget on the Dry Forks Road, about 2 miles above Collier Dam.
And on the evening of the 21st, did several men come in for a drink?
Yeah.
Did you know them?
No.
Could you recognize them if you saw them again?
Sure.
Miss Carter, are any of those men in this courtroom now?
3 of them. Him, and, him.
You gotta make a liar out of that Carter woman when you cross-examine her.
I'll do my best.
You giving up?
I'll play out the hand, Cunningham. But you might as well face it. Barkley's got you right by the throat.
What if something should happen, Tom? An accident, for instance.
I don't want to hear talk like that.
We'll bring Bromley back into the case, and I'd still have a chance. Good night, Sanders.
Good night.
How about some coffee?
Ah, that's what I need. When did Heath and Nick say they'd be back?
Oh, they'll be riding herd until morning.
I thought it was kind of quiet around here.
Barkley.
Miss Barkley? Dr. Marat sent me.
Dr. Marat?
Your son Heath's been hurt in a fall from his horse. Nick took him to the doc in town. The doc thinks you better come.
Silas, get the buggy.
And Silas, I want you in order to go with her.
Yes, sir. I'll get back to town.
Now run along. I'll be all right. Run along. on, I know it's you. You're the only man in town that wears those fancy Mexican spurs. Isn't that Mason with you? I can smell that cheap pomade a mile away. And where you have Mason and Corral, you usually have Cunningham. Isn't that right?
That's right, Barkley.
So Heath wasn't hurt after all. Just a ruse to get me alone.
You thought you had the rope around my throat, Barkley.
You'll never get away with this.
That's possible. It's also possible that I can. If you're not in court on Monday morning, Bromley takes over.
Bromley can't help you now.
He can if he agrees to a mistrial. And I think he can be persuaded that such a motion is in order. Stand up.
He said, get up.
Don't fight it, Barkley.
All right, Cunningham. What are you going to do with me?
You're going to have an accident. There's an open well out back. You went out to get some fresh air. You got confused, stumbled, fell into the well, and drowned.
Take a look outside.
All clear.
Bring him along.
All right, Barkley. Let's go.
Corral! Corral! Corral!
5, 6.
Let's try a window. Get some light in here. Well? Where is he? Where is he?
I don't know. He busted the lamp.
You look upstairs, I'll check the kitchen.
Looks like he busted them all.
have your guns out? Drop them. Better tell them to drop them.
Do as he says.
One at a time so I can hear him fall.
I can take him.
Come on, try it. We'll see which one gets it first, me or your friend here.
No, Corell.
Let me hear it fall, Corell. I'll kick him over here where I can feel him. All right. Now you two get out of here. You get on your horses and let me hear you ride just as fast as you can.
Do as he says.
Now we're gonna get up, Cunningham. Nice and easy. All right, there's a chair over there. Walk to it, nice and easy. You're gonna sit in that with this gun in your head until somebody comes to take you off my hands.
Imagine it's been a pretty long 3 weeks for you, Jared.
The longest of my life, Doctor.
Now let's get on with the work. Try these first 3 lines. Are those letters still blurred for you?
Huh? Oh, M-T-E-L-E-H.
Fine. Now go on with the next one.
F-D-P-L-T-C-E-O.
Pretty good, even though you did get a little ahead of it.
But, Doctor, that's not...
Not the second line, no. It's even better.
F-D-P... Oh, Jared.
Oh, Jared. Oh.
There's no doubt about it, Jared. You're as good as new. You're very fortunate that there wasn't any damage to the optic nerve.
Thank you, Doctor. Thanks for everything.
Well, we got some fences to mend.
Yeah, we're very glad for you, Jared. Right now, we got to get to work.
Hold it a minute, Nick.
What?
Could you boys use a little help?
Well,
Well, how do we sure could?
Well, I'm your man.
You're not serious.
I'll tell you what I think. I think them stinking Murphy boys are the one that scattered them. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because they happen to know we're in the middle of a roundup, and they're just mean enough to spook them out on us.
That's what you think, huh?
That is what I think. I also think I ought to go over there and bash a couple of Murphy heads together.
Well, you're getting so heated up, I think you ought to do that.
I just might do that. You want to come along?
No, thanks.
Well, I'll go alone then.
You know, Nick, sometimes you get so brave, you scare me.
Yeah, well, now what are you staring at?
I wonder what those buzzards are staring at.
Well, there's one way to find out, isn't there?
I know. Let's go look.
All right, come on, get.
Easy, Nick.
Sorry, Nick. I know that's painful. Here now. Drink this. Now, lie back. Go twist around. Best to leave those scratches uncovered. All right, Nick?
Good night, Nick.
Well, you've been talking about having a vacation. Here you are. You can sleep all day and have your meal served to you in bed. I'll get you a bell and you can ring it when you're hungry.
What?
I've been trying to tell you how lucky you are. Nick? Are you all right?
Fine. Fine.
Sure you are.
How is he?
Well, he's got 3 broken ribs and some nasty lacerations on his legs and chest.
That cat did quite a job on him.
Quite a job. Knowing Nick, however, he'll probably decide the whole thing was nothing at all and be trying to kick up his heels in a day or two. But don't let him. Keep him in bed for 3 days at least. Then slowly let him get up and move around. He'll be all right if you don't let him push it.
Doctor, he seems so strange.
Yes, what is it? He looks at you, but it's as if he isn't seeing you.
Well, that's only natural. He's still in a state of shock. He'll pull out of it all right. I'll look in on him tomorrow. Maybe around lunchtime, if you still have some of that pickled goose in the cooler.
You've just gotten yourself an invitation.
Good. In the meantime, Victoria, get yourself some sleep. Good night.
Thank you.
Ah, don't you worry. Doc's right. If I know Nick, he'll be up and around in no time.
Well, I'll never complain about his hollering around the house again.
Now, be careful. In a day or two, you might have to eat those words.
Come on, let's get some sleep.
Get him out of me! Easy! Get him off of me! Get him off of me! Get him out! Get him off of me! Easy! Easy!
You're all right.
Must have been dreaming.
You raised me about a foot off the floor.
Sorry. Sorry.
Can I get you anything?
No. You go back to bed. I'll be fine. Go on back to bed. It's okay.
You rest easy here.
Well, look at him. I'd say he's practically ready for a foot race.
A short walk to the breakfast table will do for today.
He might be a little stiff on the outside, but his belly must be working all right.
Empty sack won't stand up, you know. Spoken like a true Barkley. Take more than a little old pussycat to keep Nick down, huh?
Personally, I think he's too tough and stringy. Cat's probably got indigestion.
Well, if that cat does have indigestion, I think the best thing we can do is put him out of his misery. Tanner should be here today.
Who's Tanner?
Professional hunter. I wired him yesterday.
Why?
That cat hit another steer yesterday, Nick.
That's no reason to call in a professional hunter.
Well, we're short-handed on the roundup now. We can't spare anyone.
Planning on getting that cat myself.
Oh, Nick, you can't be serious.
Nick, you get up on a horse and you'll shove those busted ribs right through your lungs.
It's not likely.
Besides, I'm only bossing that roundup so as you can rest.
That's fine. You can boss the roundup. I'm going to get that cat.
Sorry, Nick, you can't have him. Mr. Tanner? My name is Jared Barkley. They told me at your hotel I'd find you here. you don't mind, I'd like to have a little talk.
Mr. Barkley, I paid very good money for this private performance. So why don't you drink your wine and enjoy it,
Thank you very much. But if you don't mind, I would like to get right down to business.
I never mix business with pleasure, Mr. Barkley. And this is my pleasure.
Tell me, Mr. Tanner, how much longer does this performance last?
Another 2 hours.
Well, if you don't mind, I have some other things I'd like to take care of, so maybe you could meet me in my office after this is over with.
Relax, Mr. Barkley. Culture is good for the soul. You'll just try a little of this rice wine. I'll explain to you what's going on. That girl has just found a beautiful jade bracelet and is caught in the dilemma of whether to find the owner or keep it. What she does not know is the bracelet was left outside her door by a handsome young suitor. She couldn't accept an outright gift from him, so he has chosen this subterfuge to get it into her hands. She cannot resist it, and the young man, of course, can now announce that it is his gift. You see the subtlety of the Oriental mind, Mr. Barkley.
Oh, yes, perfectly.
Good.
Jared tells me you're quite a fan of the Chinese theater.
Well, I enjoy in life what I can afford. Good wine, good art, good people.
You hardly seem like a professional hunter.
Well, hunting is my business. Living is my pleasure.
Well, you come highly recommended.
And you are even more gracious and lovely than I've been told.
Oh, Mr. Dana, you are a charming liar.
I would be if I had to, Mrs. Barkley. But in this case, lying is totally unnecessary.
Mr. Tanner, just when is it you plan to get started?
Before dawn.
Good. If you'll excuse me, I'm off to Sacramento in the morning, so I have to turn in early. Good night, Mother. See you at breakfast, Nick.
And I think it's about time for you to turn in, Nick.
I want to say something first.
Oh?
I'm going with Tanner tomorrow morning.
Nick.
Mr. Barkley, I think you'd better understand something. You can't come with me. I work alone.
I think you'd better understand something, Tanner. I was against hiring you in the first place. Now, there's nothing personal in that.
Even if I allowed you to come along, Mr. Barkley, you're in no shape for it.
I'm the best judge of that, don't you think?
Well, there's no point in pursuing this any farther. You hired me to hunt down the cat. That's what I'm going to do. Alone. Good night.
Nick, I thought we settled all this at breakfast. You were going to stay here and rest. Now,
Mother, I'm a fast mender. Probably a medical marvel.
Nick,
Now, what do I have to do to convince you? Would you like me to run around the house a couple of times holding my breath? Or maybe you'd like to see me jump the corral fence? Oh, come on, Mother, stop frowning. Look at this smiling face. I'm a picture of health.
Nick, I won't buy it, Nick.
Mother, that cat hit at me, and I'm going to hit back.
Revenge. Oh, for heaven's sake, Nick, that cat is a dumb animal. You're a man with intelligence and reason. You don't need revenge.
It's getting late, and I got to get up pretty early in the morning. I best get some sleep. Good night.
Nick, there's more to it, isn't there?
It's just something I have to do. So. Good night.
What do you think you're doing?
Told you last night I'm going with you.
I said you weren't.
Well, here I am, right beside you.
Barkley, that is not an ordinary cat. A man wounded him once, or he wouldn't have attacked. And he'll attack again at the first smell of you.
Take my chances.
Oh, well and good. But there's the matter of me also. I've done this all my life. I know more than most, and that edge keeps me alive.
Well, I'm not about to take away that edge, Tanner.
But trying or not you will, you're a cripple and an amateur. I won't risk taking you along.
Well, then you best go back to the ranch and pick up your fee, because I'll go it alone anyway.
All right, Barkley. You want to track Cat? Come on. Tired, Barkley?
Not too tired to realize that you've been traveling in circles for the past hour.
Well, it's only a little over 3 miles back to the ranch. You could make it before noon.
If I was to turn back, but I'm not about to.
Why?
You quit stalling, Tanner. Let's get on with this.
I couldn't keep you from coming along with me. It doesn't mean I have to explain my moves to you.
Uh-huh. Well, the way I got it figured is since that cat's been fired at the last 3 times he's been near the herd, he's probably gone up high and let things cool off a bit.
Well, that's pretty fair figure, Mr. Barkley. Glad to see you're aware of what's happening.
Well, I was just checking to see that your thinking was correct, Mr. Tanner.
Well, since you're so knowledgeable on the subject, maybe you could tell me what my next move should be.
Well, I'd say since we think that the cat is in this area, it might be wise to stake out some fresh meat.
Not bad. As soon as I decide the right place to do that, I'll just give it a try.
Ci darem la mano, la mi dirai di sì. Vedi non è lontano, partiam bene mio da qui.
You don't like Mozart, Mr. Barkley?
Oh, it's just bad coffee, and I don't like waiting.
First rule of the hunter, Mr. Barkley, learn how to wait it out.
We staked fresh meat out for that cat 2 days ago, and he ain't showed up. I don't think he's anywhere in this area.
Well, I hope that cat isn't as impatient to get to you, Mr. Barkley, as you are to get to him. the devil do you think you're doing?
The cat. Right over in the rocks. The cat.
That cat won't come near this fire, and you know it.
But I tell you, I saw him.
Barkley, the only cat around here is the one in your head.
Still say I didn't see that cat in the camp last night?
Well, since he supposedly was standing on the rocks where he couldn't leave tracks, you'll never know, will you?
You mean you'll never know?
He came down to feed from up there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure, you're in great shape.
But I'm fine.
You're caving in. Now, why don't you sit down before you fall down? His legs hurt.
How bad?
Well, he won't be carrying you for a while. That meadow we came through a ways back, I saw a cabin. I'll take you there. Hello there.
What's happened to him?
Well, fate's played a cruel trick on my brave young friend here. His horse took a fall and went lame. He's got a couple of busted ribs. That's so. Yeah, a roof and bed would be most appreciated.
He does look in a bad way.
I only need a couple hours of rest, ma'am.
This is my wife, Beth.
Howdy. Tanner is my name. This is Nick Barkley.
Maybe we should ask him in, Tom.
See what you can do for him.
Something wrong?
You, play poker?
Oh, yes. Little. Once in a while. Low stakes, of course.
Yeah.
$20.
Well, now, I think I'll call.
Straight.
Yes, let's see. Now, you have a straight, and I have all hearts. Now, let me think. That's right. A flush beats a straight, doesn't it?
I gotta get some money out back.
Here. Try a little of this, Mr. Barkley.
What is it?
It's a special broth I fixed for
Oh.
you.
No, it's very good, thank you.
Well, you're a generous and sweet angel of mercy, Mrs. Giles.
I'm not really Mrs. Giles.
You know?
No. Mr. Giles won me from a saloon keeper in a poker game. I just thought you might be interested in knowing that. Now, drink your soup.
Ready?
Now, I'd say we, raise the ante, Mr. Tanner.
You mean play for more money?
It's a general idea.
Well, if you really want to, Mr. Giles.
Jared,
Good evening, Mrs. Barkley.
I didn't hear you ride up. How did everything go in Sacramento?
Once again, I must modestly admit that my brilliance as a barrister saved the Barkley family from total destruction.
Total destruction?
Well, maybe just a minor annoyance. He's still on roundup?
Mm-hmm.
How's Nick?
He's gone.
What do you mean, gone? Gone where?
After the cat.
He went after that cat?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Shortly after you left for Sacramento.
Well, why didn't you try and stop him?
I didn't see him go.
Well, then how do you know he went after the cat?
Because I know.
Well, at least you could have done is send somebody after him.
It wouldn't have done any good. I'm sure he's with Tanner.
The devil has gotten into him anyway. What suddenly is so almighty important about hunting down a cat?
What was so important when you went out to ride lightning during the middle of winter last year?
Well, what's that got to do with this?
He doesn't see the comparison.
Well, that's odd. I see it very clearly. You wanted to break the horse. Instead, the horse broke your leg.
Well, that...
So at midnight, with your leg in splints, you sneak out of the house and climb on the poor animal's back.
Maybe I was just trying to prove that I... And maybe I see the comparison after all.
We'll just have to wait until he gets back. We'll just have to wait.
Beth? keep staring at me.
Sorry. I keep getting the feeling that maybe we've met before.
We haven't.
I don't usually forget a face.
You never forgot mine. Because you never saw it before. This is my hand, Tanner. This time, I got you beat.
Well, now, Mr. Giles, I've got your money, your horse, your saddle, your cabin.
Bet you 200.
But you haven't got 200.
I'm good for it.
Sorry, Mr. Giles, I never play on credit. However, it wouldn't seem fair not to give you a chance to recoup. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call your 200 against your wife. If the lady is agreeable,
If you're sure you've got him beat.
All right. All right. 3 aces.
I have 3 queens. And 2 nines.
You stinking. You cheated me!
Mr. Giles, what makes you say that?
You made me think you didn't know much about poker.
Mr. Giles, I never said I didn't know poker. I just didn't say how much. All right, Mr. Giles. Now, even though you are a very poor loser, I'm going to be very kind to you. I'm going to let you go over there and get that horse. Just the horse. Because I'm going to keep the saddle. And I'm going to let you ride out of here, all right? All right.
All right.
What's happening?
Well, there he is. Oh, bright-eyed like a hungry fox. Did you sleep well, Mr. Barkley?
What's going on? What was all that fighting about?
The evils of gambling. He was a very poor loser.
Oh, well, we best get moving.
Right you are. But you have got to do one thing first.
What's that?
You have got to put your boots on.
Oh,
well, you kind of like him, don't you?
Yes.
Good. Then, keep him here.
You're leaving him with me?
Mm-hmm. He keeps chasing that cat in his condition, he'll kill himself.
Aren't you going to say goodbye to him?
No, it's best I don't. He can be a little stubborn sometimes. I'll, stop on my way back down the hill. You hear 3 shots, put the skillet on, because I'm going to be hungry. Oh, Have fun.
I got a berry pie, Alvin.
Where's he going?
After the cat. What are you doing?
Saw a couple of wild horses in the meadow. I'm going to get me one.
But you're not well. And Mr. Tanner said for me to take care of you.
You tell Mr. Tanner that you tried.
When I catch up with him.
Nick.
No. Guess what do you plan to do with that?
Mr. Tanner said for me to keep you here.
Berry pie wouldn't work, so you figure the gun will, huh?
It's for your own good.
And you're the judge of what's best for me.
What? But you're not thinking clear, huh? On account of you're sick.
Beth, if you're going to use that gun, you best go ahead and do it. Because I'm walking out of here.
I guess my pa was right.
What about it?
He always said that I was uglier than a mud fence.
Well, I'd say your father was either half blind or crazy.
I don't hardly remember. Ran off when I was 11. And I've seen a lot of ugly things since.
Beth, I don't know what you've seen, but you've gotten a lot prettier than that mud fence.
Then why you want to leave?
Well, I just have to finish what I started.
Stop on your way back?
Mr. Giles, where did you find that rifle?
They're more than one cabin in these hills.
Pays to know the territory. I suppose you want your money back.
Mostly. I want your hide.
You know that feeling I had about knowing you before? Now I know where I saw your face.
They say a man's memory improves sometimes. Just before he dies.
Stanton, Ted Stanton. And your face was on a wanted poster in Stockton.
You'll recall, I used this on more than one man.
You know the law has thought you dead for a long time.
I was living a quiet life. You took my comforts. Shamed me in front of my woman. I hope you're ready for your comforts.
Put that rifle down. Put down that rifle.
How long were you standing there?
Long enough for him to put a slug in you.
Well, why did you stop him?
That's a very interesting question. It'll take a few seconds to think of a very interesting answer.
Barkley, you're asking for trouble. You know that, don't you? You don't hunt a cat with a spooky horse.
Nothing wrong with this horse.
Oh, sure. Saddle on its back for a couple of weeks, it'll be fine. But right now, you two are strangers.
We'll get acquainted.
There's no time. That cat's pretty close. Now, if you can't control that animal, we could get in trouble.
That's my worry. Let's move out.
You know, Barkley, you're not a coward. That cat's close.
I guess you're right about this horse. I'll tie him off down below.
Now that you've satisfied your soul, you up to filling your belly? I promised that angel of mercy I'd fire 3 shots so she could put the skillet on for us. Jammed. It's jammed.
How long has it been jammed?
I guess we'll never know. I suppose it was meant to be, Nick.
What's that?
It was your cat.
Yeah. It was my cat.
What are you doing here?
He isn't here yet, huh?
I have told you that there isn't anybody else.
You say that to me right here in this place?
Oh, and why don't you ask me why I'm here?
I don't have to ask you anything. I know why you're here.
I'm here because Maria's sick, and she needs my help.
Good Samaritan? To a servant I fired for thieving?
She was kind to me. That's why I helped her.
In the middle of the night, when I'm supposed to be away on business.
Would you have ever let me come here any other time?
And that? I suppose that's for Maria. Take you home.
Tumble there, did you? Huh?
Old Coco's getting a little old for this work, ain't he?
What do you mean old? He just stepped in a chuck hole back there, that's all.
Yeah, I've been noticing. A lot more holes around here than there used to be.
Maybe there are. Maybe there are.
You know, that trip you're going on tomorrow, that ain't no Sunday ride through back pasture.
What do you mean?
Well, meaning I broke in that new stallion you like. Won't you take him along tomorrow? Give you a chance to get to know one another.
Big Duke?
Sure.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe old Coco here does need a rest. Maybe you're right.
Well, yeah, old Coco here, he's earned retiring twice over.
Retiring? Who said anything about retiring?
Not me. Old Big Duke, you know, he's got a lot younger outlook. May even be able to give you a more personal hand at picking out them brood mares, huh? Well, he's all ready for you, Nick.
Who's that?
Big Duke. He's all saddled and ready to go.
Big Duke, what's the matter with Coco? Is
Nothing's the matter with Coco. He's fine, just fine.
He just needs a little rest, that's all. How old's he getting to be now?
I wouldn't know, but he's not as ancient as you seem to think he is.
He's 22.
At least I remember seeing a picture of the two of you when you were both skinny, Coco.
You remember? I remember. First 2 months, he used to throw me twice a day.
Well, he's about holding to that average now.
Now, wait a minute, Heath. What happened yesterday was an accident. I told you that. He stepped in a chuck hole. I know Coco. A man grows up with his horse. He knows that animal. Besides, old Coco will be cutting cattle long after this Big Duke of yours is in a rocking chair.
Well, Nick, I know how hard it's going to be if you'd have to put him out to pasture, but...
Pasture? Who said anything about pasture? Besides, I've got to go across the desert. No Coco can smell out water better than any camel. So you can take your Big Duke and unsaddle him and, well, whatever. I'll be back in a couple of days, will I?
Talk about stubborn.
Let's take it.
Come on.
Drop your gun, Bill.
You make much of a living this way, mister?
Just do what I say. Now, you just come along with us.
Could you just tell me where we're going?
You'll find out soon enough. All right, let's move out. Get down.
Say you're making a pretty big mistake, mister.
No, I think you've made one.
Welcome to the club.
It'll take 5 sticks of dynamite to blow your way through that window.
What's all this about, anyway?
You've got no right. This is the United States.
We got the same treatment you did. They didn't give us no reason or nothing. My name's Gandhi.
Barkley, Nick Barkley.
This here's Bodkin.
You sure they locked that door?
You let me out of here! You've got no right! Let me out!
You're making some kind of mistake, mister. I ain't done you no harm.
I think it best you explain all this.
This one, I would think.
Well, the Apache could find out for sure soon enough.
What's your name?
What's yours?
I'm Ben Dawes. I own this country about as far as your eye can see. And the people who live on it, mostly.
Mr. Dawes, I was just riding through here, minding my own business, and all I want to do is just keep on going.
Take a look out that window. Oh, go on. What do you see?
Horses? Just horses.
A bit more, I should think.
They all have white manes.
Exactly.
So?
Last night, I almost caught a man riding such a horse. He had been with my wife.
Your wife?
Today, my men searched the valley and the town. There are 3 men riding horses with white manes.
Look at me. I'm no ladies' man. You can see for yourself. Look, I swear I never set eyes on your woman. I don't want to. Meaning no offense, of course.
Never set foot in this country until this morning.
All innocent. But one of you is him. Best the other 2 find out who he is. Let me know.
And if we don't?
When the sun tops the mountains tomorrow, you'll all hang together.
You'll never get away with it.
I will. I'm the law here, and the judge. As far as you can see in any direction.
It's you, isn't it? I saw her, you know. What? When they brought me in. She was standing in the window in the house. Yeah? What does she look like? She's something, all right. Yeah? Like one of them China dolls. All soft, white, silk, lace. No wonder that old man is out to hang somebody. What makes you think it's him? Huh? Look at him. Young. Good looking. I sure ain't no lady killer. Neither are you. Getting right down to it. She'd sure go for his kind, all right.
That'll be enough out of you, little man.
We don't need any kind of this loose talk around here at this minute, do you think?
No, it was not him.
Young and handsome. Did you find it pleasant?
Can I do something for you, Mr. Dawes?
No. No, Tony. Thanks, anyway.
Beautiful tonight. It's almost like daylight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what we used to call a hunter's moon. Enough light, proper season, the right prey.
You really gonna go through with it, Mr. Dawes?
I have to.
When?
Daybreak. The Lord works in mysterious ways. He takes. But he gives. And I'm grateful. My own blood son couldn't stand quite as tall in my shadow as you do.
Let me do the job for you.
Oh, no, no.
Keep your hands clean
no,
of it.
Tony, no. Look, all that out there is all going to be yours one day to make something out of it. That'll be your job. That back there's mine, and mine alone.
I must say, for a man that's about to hang, you don't look too worried.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm not too worried. As a matter of fact, I know how to get out of here.
You never said so before.
Yep, well, I'm saying so now. What do you got in mind?
Get out of my way, Berkeley!
Got in mind?
It is him. Just like I said right from the beginning. I said he was the one. Come on, get Dawes down here. Start yelling.
There's your man, Mr. Dawes. He said so himself.
That's right. That's right. I heard him.
You're lying.
Oh, yeah, he was bragging about it. Only he said he wasn't going to die by himself. He said we was all going to hang together. Of course, I knowed it was him even before he said it. The way they looked at each other when she was down there. Of course, you saw that all yourself, Mr. Dawes. You saw them together. Well, there's your man.
It figured to be like that. Get these two on their horses and get them out of here. Bragged about it. I let the others go.
But they're all innocent because I'm innocent. Can't you understand
You're
that?
going to beg for his life now.
Ben, please. No, please, why won't
Why didn't I just leave you where I found you?
Ben, there isn't any man but you.
No more.
From now on, you're a prisoner. This house is your jail. You're going to be watched every second and followed every step, day and night. And there's going to be no man at all, for as long as you live.
I can help you. How? My husband's a madman, and well, you saw how he was, and he's going to kill both of us.
All right, just get me out of the cell here.
But will you help me?
All right, all right.
I know the way out. Will you take me with you? Just anywhere, out of his reach.
All right, but how do you get me out of the cell?
Here. The key to the door.
Good.
No, but there's a guard up there. The Apache.
Well, here goes. Looks like you got to you.
No,
Let me take a look at it.
well, it's only a scratch.
Looks pretty deep to me.
Come on, hurry. We've got to go.
Take it easy. All right, go. Come on.
This way.
me like you need a doctor. Is there one close?
Yes, he's in town about 5 miles. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Miss Dawes, come in. Sit over here. Oh, my. My. Let me see. It's a nice, clean wound. You're gonna be all right, Miss Dawes. You must be that fellow Ben Dawes is looking for. You won't get very far. We'll keep this bound up tight.
Why not?
You won't have any stitches in there. Well, 100 horses couldn't take you far enough away if Ben Dawes got his mind set on catching you.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'll make it.
And if you was figuring on taking her with you, you ain't. And I suppose you was figuring on taking her with you.
You suppose right.
Look, Dr. Ben was wrong about him. I just met him today.
Well, be pretty hard convincing him of that now, wouldn't it?
We could have just waited around until Ben hung him.
Yep. That's gonna be as good as new in a couple of days now. You just sit there. Hey, you drink some of this. Make you feel better. You know, there's no stopping Ben Dawes. You may have to kill him.
Well, now, I just might have to do that.
There'll be a lot of folks maybe not appreciate that.
Meaning you.
Huh? Well, you may not like what you see in me now, but you'd have liked me a lot less 7 years ago before I met Ben Dawes.
Well, the Ben Dawes I knew would murder 3 men, guilty or innocent.
Yeah. It's hard to figure. Man I know picked a bum out of the gutter and put some manhood back in his spine.
Oh, I see. What you're saying is one good turn makes up for all the bad ones. Huh?
No, as a matter of fact, this ain't the first time he's done something like that. Now, you take that young Tony Semper. The young fella just drifting along, becoming a real no-good. Ben Dawes picked him up, treated him like his own son, grooming him to step into his own boots when the time comes.
What would you have us do, Doctor? Sing praises to the great Ben Dawes while he hangs us from the nearest tree?
No. As a matter of fact, I hope you make it, both of you.
Well, you best be going.
Miss Dawes, I'm not going to alert your husband. Man's got to pay for his own debts out of his own pocket, not out of somebody else's.
All right, come on.
One of them was cut, sure enough.
Just the beginning of their suffering, boy.
You know, I never really believed it, Mr. Dawes. I never believed she was guilty, but she helped him escape. She even went off with it.
Just tell the boys it's $100 to the man who kills Barkley. Followed a trail, Doctor. Right here to your house. You had visitors during the night?
I did, sir.
My wife was one of them.
She was hurt. I fixed a cut on her arm.
Did you know they were running away?
Yes, I did. Thank you for that, Ben. I won't have to feel sorry for you anymore.
Time you needed help, I gave it. And when you had no friends, I became one. And now, when I get back, I want you gone out of this valley. You understand me?
I'll be gone, Mr. Dawes.
Doctor, you helped them. Why?
Because I'm a doctor, not a judge. I'm a man. I'm not some kind of a god.
Is there something wrong with him, Nick?
Oh, Coco here needs a little rest.
Yeah.
Not as young as he used to be, you know. But he'll be all right. He'll be fine.
I guess you're probably wondering about a lot of things.
Oh, you can tell me about that sometime.
No, you've already deserved the right to know. It wasn't always like this between Ben and me. Well, he was different when I first met him in San Francisco.
So where you from, San Francisco?
Yeah. I never knew my parents. I was brought up by an aunt and one of my uncles. That was a very unhappy time. And then along came Ben Dawes. He was on town on business, and he was just everything I'd always dreamed of.
So you married him?
Yes. I loved him because he was big and strong and mature. And because he said he loved me. And he brought me here to his castle. I thought I was going to be Cinderella. But this castle turned out to be a dungeon, a prison.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You don't have to go into all this, you
No,
know.
I want to. Well, it's because of me you got into all of this anyway. It won't take long. There's not much more. See, Ben changed. He became mean and cruel and jealous. And he never let me see anyone but the ranch hands and the people in town. And as you well know, he owns every single one of them. All those beautiful dreams he's gonna make come true for me. They're all gone. They're just gone. I'm sorry.
Now, wait a minute. You know, if we expect to get anywhere, we better get going before sunset, don't you think? Huh? Come on.
You're right.
Come on.
What is it, Nick?
Just a little breather is all. Oh, now don't worry, we'll make it. Right now, I'd say we all need a rest. Don't you?
I guess I'm not very much help, am I?
Oh, well, now, you're too pretty to have to work.
I don't think I ever left the city till I met Ben.
Well, that was just my luck.
I like the city. I like all the lights and the fancy places to eat. I had 2 weeks of that when we were first married.
It's all still there, you know.
No. I think it's too late now.
Oh, no. You know what they say, it's never too late.
You really think so? I mean, to be a silly little girl again?
Or a woman. I think maybe those beans are just about ready. You better dive in there.
Aren't you going to eat?
In a minute. I just shouldn't have brought old Coco along on this trip. Guess he's just a little bit too old for all this.
How bad is he, Nick?
Well, I'd say he's you'll never get within 10 miles of that pony of yours. Juliet, you sure you know the way out of here?
Yes.
All right, then. Tomorrow morning, first thing, you hit the trail. You and that horse of yours get out of here as fast as you can.
You mean alone?
It's the only way. Now, you make twice the time we made today. And by tomorrow evening, you'll be safe and sound.
No, Nick.
I said yes.
I'm not going anywhere without you.
You best have some of them beans. You got a long day tomorrow. You're going to need a lot of strength.
Nick. The answer's still no.
Looks like they're gaining on us. Easy, old fella. Easy, boy. Easy, boy. make it? Come on, let's try it. Huh? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Leading them a fool's climb. I know a shorter way around to that top.
Attaboy. Move.
Nick! My horse fell.
I see.
Well, I'm sorry I ran out on you. I was just afraid, all right?
That's all right.
Where are you going?
I'm not gonna let that horse stay down there.
But-
Now you wait here. You hear me? You wait right here.
All right, but hurry back.
What's he doing?
An act of mercy.
All right. I want him dead. Tony.
Juliet, get down!
Now move!
He tried to kill me.
Why?
Tony, why?
You've picked yourself quite a pair, Mr. Dawes. Juliet and me. With her dead, you'd never have known. It was her idea. The house in town, the medicine, in case you ever found out. She's a clever girl, Juliet.
Tony, that's you.
It was me and her all the time. I'm sorry.
Now you tell me about the horse with the white mane.
That was your own horse. Tony rode him that night. We always used to ride him. Oh, Ben, you're getting old. You don't remember things very good anymore. And you don't see things very good anymore either. You hear me? You're an old man.
Would you get her out of here? Thank you for not letting her horse suffer.
Welcome home.
Wait till you see those brood mares I brought back with me. They're out in the corral.
Looks like you had a rough trip.
Oh, just average.
Well, it took 3 more days than you planned. Why?
Well, as a matter of fact,
I'll bet he met a pretty young girl somewhere.
I did.
I thought so. I think I'll look at those mares you've been talking about.
Well, I imagine you'll tell us all about it. That is when you feel like it.
Well, as soon as I get old Coco here bedded down, he had such a time chasing down them brood mares, he's just a little bit done in.
What about Coco?
Well, he'll be staying here for a while. No more long, hard rides, just a lot of good rest. I guess sometimes the best way to hold on to something is to let it go. Know what I mean?
Yes, Nick. I know.
now. Don't forget the boots now. Ah, yes. How do I look, Maggie?
Dandy.
Play the music, love.
I'm sick of it.
Play the bleeding music, love.
No, it's dumb.
Don't make it.
Bring to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine.
The immortal bleeding song of Ben Jonson. And you say it's dumb.
Oh, well, you don't like my music, do you? Is that it? Well, I'll have to teach you a thing or two or three. You don't like my music. Oh, here comes the tiger. I'll teach you. You're looking to find it things you like. No, stop.
Is there a customer coming?
Bang! I could have shot you, mate.
No need. Just help myself to a little water.
Well, now, that water, it's going to cost you $1, you know. We've been having trouble with bandits up here lately, nasty brutes that they are. Have to protect ourselves, you know. You didn't steal these, did you?
Bought them.
You did? How much they cost?
Who's your friend?
Oh, him? Oh, that's Hans, you know. He's daft, he is. Runs when anybody comes.
How many citizens this town got?
Well, there's 5 of us. There's Brown, he's the attorney at law, and there's Keita. And there's Maggie. Now, that's her. And there's myself. Used to be 3,000 here before the mine shut down. Of course, I wasn't here then now. Brown was here then, and Keita was here then, but I wasn't. Oh, did you see this? Now, that was given to me by the Duchess of Albany. Sergeant Major, 15th Fusiliers.
Well, that's real nice.
Aye, that it is. Well, that's $1 for the water. I'm afraid it's our only civic income.
Well, that's cheap enough. Much obliged.
Take it. Now, the hay's a quarter. It's a shilling a head, which would make 6 bob for the lot, or as you might say, $2.
Well, that's reasonable, but I'm sorry I won't be staying.
Well, you can't go without having a drink and meeting Maggie. Maggie, darling, come here. And we'll share a drop, just one gentleman to another. Maggie Delaney, the prettiest lady in all of Nevada.
Nice to meet you, Maggie.
Pleasure, I'm sure.
I'm sure you'll share a drop to friendship the world over and to travelers met on a lonely road. I won't take no for an answer.
Come on.
Well, maybe one drink might not be that bad.
Well, fine. Step inside.
But better take care of my horses.
Well, your horses won't fly away. Good times and friendship do, but horses never do. Keita! Keita! She's a marvelous girl. She rode with Benita Juarez, you know. Keita! When you get the gentleman's horses stable, come on inside and join us for a drink, darling. Do you like Irish whiskey?
Oh, you bet.
Well, I got a bottle. And, man, wait till I show you my player piano.
Hardly wait.
Oh, we're just starved around here for new faces.
Did you say this was Irish whiskey?
Brewed from an Irishman's brass button, sour mash rye, and drifted through the finest hickory charcoal.
Sure tastes like mezcal.
Mezcal? Maggie, is this mezcal or the finest Irish whiskey?
Mezcal.
Well, then, you caught me in a lie.
A lie compounded of necessity and privation, mind you.
Well, that's not bad, Mescal.
Well, thank you.
What do you all hang around a town like this for? A man with your charm should do well in a fair-sized place.
Well, now, that's very kind of you. But you see, out there, that's all mine. I'm what you might call a big frog in a dry puddle. You see, in here on this floor here, I matter. I exist. I rule.
Hey.
All right, now, take it easy. You don't want to spill your guts out on that floor, do you?
Anything you say. I got $40 in my right front pocket.
Maggie, darling, would you check out the gentleman's offer?
And you can lower that cannon because I'm not about to get reckless over $40.
Oh, is that right? Well, just what would it take to get you reckless?
Well, quite a bit.
Oh, really? Well, I thought you might say that. Have you met Mr. Brown here? That man there with the big rifle. Elias Brown. He's an attorney at law, you know.
$43.
$43? Well, that's a good lump there. Now, at the end of that leather tongue you've got there, you wouldn't happen to have a watch, would you? Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Oh, not at all. It cost me $18, but it's not worth getting shot for.
No, I guess not. But then tell me, what is?
Well, at this minute, I can't think of a thing.
Well, you see this here? The scar I've got right here. You see that? It goes all the way down there. It was given to me by a bloody Gurkha. I didn't have to take his watch from him for that.
Oh, really?
I called him a pig. I told him to eat one. He took it as a religious insult.
Oh, we've got no problem here. I got nothing against pigs.
Well, we don't have no pigs here, you know.
Oh. Well, I want to thank you for the drink. And by the way, there's no hard feelings. I suppose you people need the money more than I do. And so I'll just go out and tend my horses and be on my way.
Oh, well, we're going to shoot your horses.
Don't worry, Chico. We don't kill anybody's horses. Put out your hands.
What's the sense in those? You've already got my $40.
Now, you don't seem to understand. Those are handcuffs. Elias Brown is an officer of the 5th Nevada Judicial District. You're under arrest.
Arrest for what?
Prepare the prisoner for trial.
And don't do that now, you nasty girl that you are. Come on now, get up there. Get over in the chair, prisoner. Come on now, get away. Wasting good Irish whiskey like that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I got the crown.
Judiciary term, 5th District Court, Territory of Nevada is now in session. The Honorable Judge Elias Brown presiding. All rise.
All right, get up.
Members of the court, witnesses, prisoner at the bar. All rules and procedures of the 5th District Court will be adhered to. Be seated. Clean the prisoner's face. And instruct the bailiff that this kind of disorderly appearance will not be permitted. Are there any charges against the prisoner?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are the charges?
Forcible rape, Your Honor.
And who's stealing, Your Honor?
I see.
And, Your Honor, this here money was found in the person of the prisoner. Now, he took a man, he hit him over the head and robbed him, and left him for dead by the roadside.
Are there any further charges?
Yes, Your Honor. Murder. Murder!
Oh, you poor dear. Get yourself up, did you? Oh, you poor fella. You didn't fall, did you? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a brutal, savage misrepresentation of fact. Guilt by degree of the basest instinct of man. Now, this form of vermin here that has in itself the divine spark of God's rule and human decency and love of country and the highest calling of man, murder!
Order in the court.
Sorry to bother you, but you've got a customer. You do have a room.
10 of them. Nobody's here except you.
You mean you haven't seen anybody ride into town today with a string of horses?
Nope. Not up to when I took a doze. Who are you looking for?
My brother. He's supposed to meet me here.
I haven't seen him. Take any room you want. 50 cents.
Heath Barkley. Is this your bill of sale?
Yes.
Nevada Merchants and Farmers Bank, bill of credit to Barkley Ranch. Is that your ranch?
My family's.
How many acres is it?
30,000.
How much is it worth, all of it?
Enough.
There you are, Your Honor! A flagrant example of trying to bribe the court. I recommend that the defendant be fined $2,000 or hung.
Order in the court. Remand the prisoner to the care of the bailiff while the court studies the disposition of the fiduciary motion.
The fiduciary what?
Order in the court! Order in the court!
Let's hang him.
Bailiff will remove the prisoner. 5th District Court, Territorial Nevada, is now in recess. All rise.
Hurry, get up, get up, get up.
pearl stick pin. It was hidden in my shirt. You can have it if you want.
Well, let me see it.
Come here.
If you've got a pearl stick pin, you'd show it to me. You haven't got one.
Yeah. Get the key and come inside.
Boy, do you think I'm dumb? I must look like the dumbest girl since Fanny Applesauce.
All right. Look at that.
Oh, throw it here.
Uh-uh. Get the key. Come inside.
What do you want me to come inside for?
Well, I haven't had a woman to talk to in more than a month.
I won't come in. But how'd you like this?
That's it, Ducky. Use that key. Use the key. What's the matter, love? Is it the wrong key? Oh, no. Well, now, you didn't think that we'd be hanging the right key up on a hook out here, did you? I'll kill you. You're a nasty fella, you know. You'll kill me, will you? You do that. Well, just for that, you're not getting out. That's till we have to hang you.
Well, you're gonna kill me for $40.
Well, no, we wouldn't kill you for $40 now. Would you like me to tell you why? I tell you. You see, they're all daft, all of them, you know. Brown was a lawyer and a town judge. He made $250,000 in the mine before they had to close down. He took all that money and put it back in to keep them going, poor fella, you know. And Hans, well, Hans, he worked for him, you know. He was the bailiff and the hangman. And Kitty, I told you about, she rode with Benito Juarez, but she had one battle too many. And Maggie, poor darling, she entertained the miners one after the other, and finally one day they found her running up and down the alley outside making noises like a bird. But you see, I'm really the only one who's not balmy. I'm a sergeant major, 15th Fusiliers, Her Majesty's Army. I trod the boards once, too, you know. But at present, I'm wanted for a small thing called desertion and murder. You know, there's not many places far enough away a man can go when he's wanted for murdering an officer of Her Majesty's Army.
So what's the point of all this?
Well, everybody's entitled to a full life, don't you think? And they enjoy it. I invent the games, and they play it. Now, Brown, he's a judge. He's entitled to full honor and dignity. Hans has got kind of a religious turn to him, you know. Maggie, now, she'll be playing a variety of parts, which I'm sure you'll see. And Kita, she keeps up her interest with the horses. But they're all mad, you know. Every last one of them. But I take care of them, and they take care of me. It's kind of like, it's like a business. There's very little profit in it, though, because, well, because we haven't hung too many yet.
Senor, I want to talk to you. Will you talk to me?
What about?
I want to go away.
Look, lady, your girlfriend's already played the key game. What's yours?
Oh, no, senor. I want to go away from here. I will help you.
Oh. Well, go find the key and unlock the door.
I can't. Conway has it.
Well, what other game can we play?
I'm not playing a game. I have to get away from here. I'm going to have a child. Please, senor. I have no place to go.
Nobody.
Who's the father? Conway?
No, senor. A man who came here. He was killed. I can't raise my baby in this place. Please.
If you're telling the truth, there's a sheriff at Dorado. Go tell him.
I would go to prison. I know you don't believe me, but you have a family. You could help me.
Can you get me a gun?
I can't. Conway would kill me.
All right. I have a brother meeting me at Dorado. His name's Jared Barkley. He's there now. Go tell him. He won't hurt you.
Any sign of my brother with those horses yet?
Not yet.
Let's see. Well, do you happen to know where a man can get a good cigar around here?
Come on, I'll show you. I need a little fresh air. Now, you can get a smoke over there at the saloon, but I recommend Don Gordon's store.
Oh, well, I guess I can find that all right. Thank you very much.
Senor, I am looking for a man. Senor, there is a man I have to find.
This looks like Sam DeCoven's Pinto. That's his brand. Lady, you and me are going down and talk to,
We'll come back. Don't forget, we're not going to hang you. We're doing what's called the governor's reprieve. At the last minute, we get a telegram from the governor, and in that telegram, it says that you're going to be pardoned. Don't forget that, now.
Blessed are the tents of the Lord, the flocks of the field, peace of the valley, waters beneath the sky.
No. I'll do anything to save him. Anything.
Anything?
Yes, I'll submit to anything. He's the father of my children.
What about your marriage vow?
Redemption in his holy blood. Amen.
Will the prisoner mount the scaffold?
Prisoner will please mount the scaffold. The governor's reprieve. Get up there now. There he is, Your Honor. The prisoner's on the scaffold, just waiting to get his neck stretched.
Is the hangman present?
Here, Your Honor.
A $5 fee for your hangman, and make the knot tight.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let justice be served.
You're quite right. It's time. Hangman, carry out the sentence.
What about the reprieve?
What? Just a minute now. Just a minute. It says here that there'll be no pardon from the governor. You said it was a game!
Oh, they saved you. You're saved.
Well, Your Honor, The reprieve did come through. It was just a bad case of misreading on my part. The man's not to be hung at all. His case will be taken under advisement by the Judicial Court of Appeals.
Hangman, assist the bailiff in returning the prisoner to court.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll give a hand here myself. Ah, you're a lucky man, mate, there. Governor's pardon coming through like that. You could have been hung, you know. You know, I almost got hung myself once. The commanding general sent down my release at the last possible moment. Don't you ever let a thing like that happen to you. There you are, you dear fella. There you are. Almost as good as new.
Come on, honey. You just come along with Maggie. You're all right now.
Easy, baby, easy.
Hey, Nikita, where have you been now?
I've got to rode down the horse before she goes lame.
Oh, you were lame at the fiddler's pits, poor sweet. Animals that they are, and that would be just awful, wouldn't it? Margaret! Margaret! Now, where did you go?
Don't.
I'll throw you through the bleeding barn wall. Now, where did you go?
We're right.
Where? Dorado? Is that where you went, you little pig? You want to get that stupid pretty neck of yours stretched? They'll hang you and bury you, kill you. Your only chances here with me, do you understand that? With me? You miserable, worthless loony, you.
Please don't. My baby. My baby.
You're not having no baby. I told you 5 times in 2 years you've been here. You're not having no baby.
I am.
You're not having a baby.
I am.
Now, you just lie back there. You're gonna feel a whole lot better after you get some rest. Oh, that nasty rope. We'll have to get something to put on it. It'll help a lot. Doesn't that feel good, huh? You like that? Does that make it feel better, baby? Huh? You like that? Hmm? You like that?
Conway.
Shh. Sergeant Major Conway, if you don't mind.
The Judicial Appeal Court could render a decision.
We'll finish him in the morning. In the morning, the prisoner will have a sharper appetite of expectation, which will make his release from this life all the more poignant. Make sure everything is ready. Mr. Barkley. No, what is it? Are you going to feed the horses?
Not mine. I didn't want to.
I'll finish up, Your Honor. We got a long ride ahead of us. Well, she told me she was going to have a baby. Was she?
No. She always said that right after we killed someone. She felt so terrible. The only thing that would help was to pretend she was going to have the poor man's child. She took a life, and now she was giving one back. That was crazy, wasn't it?
Blessed are the tents of the Lord, the flocks of the field. Verily, verily, I say unto you, redemption